You ever read The Unincorporated Man? No, but if you guys, I haven't read it. It sounds cool. I just bought a book. I'm actually between books now, and so I just bought a book. I have a couple books I should read that I haven't started, but I bought a book that I want to share with you guys because some of you like to read the books that I'm reading, and I haven't read it yet. So we could all read it together. If you would like to read it at the same time as me, it's going to come out in December, and it's a little book club action. But you have to be honest, you may not like it, all right? It is called As Gods Among Men, a history of the rich in the West. And it talks about basically the Omega rich from medieval times until now and how they have or haven't contributed to society. And it got a lot of very positive reviews from people that have already read it that I respect, including this guy, Branko Milanovic, who wrote a really great book that I read a while ago about inequality. And the guy that wrote Capital, Thomas Piketty. So they all reviewed it pretty positively. So I'm checking it out. By the way, if you don't want to read it, that's so fine, because I have just found out that reading for pleasure has now declined to 16 minutes a day among Americans. And of these 16 minutes, 90% was Netflix subtitles and messaging apps. It's not a book. This is Netflix subtitles and messaging apps. I'm very aware that reading is dead, bro. Books are fucking cringe. It's over. I'm a relic here. But if you're interested, I want to link it. As an author, this fucking kills me. Well, don't worry. At least the very concept of the craft of writing is not being undermined by AI on the other direction. At least you don't have to worry about that side of it. You only have to worry about the fact that there's declining interest in reading altogether. Do audiobooks count as reading? They would to me. I don't know if they do in that survey. That's a great point. Audiobooks, I think, are goated. I think more people should try audiobooks because it's a great way to get the good information hidden in the book. Audio isn't reading. I can't. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about getting what's in the book, not about the act of reading, I think. Have you read Jennifer Government? Not only have I read it, I recommended it. I love Jennifer Government. Have you read My Lovely Lady Lumps by Fergie? You guys are haters, bro. You're on God haters. People who are book readers that shit on audiobook listeners are built-in haters. At the end of the day, I have seen people use audiobooks and be able to converse intelligently about the subject of the book. That means it works. I don't care how it gets in your brain. It gets in your brain. I've used both. I prefer reading physically, but I'm also fucking old school with that. I think if you use audiobooks, it's fine. The only thing I can't stand is fucking Kindles. The thing about a Kindle is like if I have a book, right, and I'm reading it, it feels like I'm making progress. Do you know? But with a Kindle, it feels like an infinite, I don't know. I don't like it. It's just like, it just keeps serving me slop when I press the button. I don't know how to explain it, and I wish I was better at explaining it. I can't get into it the way I can with a book. A book I feel I like the idea of reading a chapter or two at night, and it's like, I don't know. I actually realized when I started saying it that I can't quite articulate my distaste for Kindles. Plus, they make me sleepier. If I read a Kindle, I get sleepier. Plus, you know, at the end of the day, there is that mental pleasure from taking a break with your eyes from staring at a screen. I look at screens all my goddamn day, dude. It's nice to really, for one fucking brief moment in this flicker of existence, to not be staring at a fucking screen. To not go from big screen to bigger screen to little screen to medium screen Kindle. You know? I get separation anxiety if a screen is not currently in view. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When I read books, I have my phone propped up nearby playing Family Guy clips. I'm not going to be bored, okay? I'm not going to be fucking bored. I'm still going to have Family Guy playing, and I'm still doing this in front of the TV, playing something else to drown out the thoughts in my head. Imagine raw dogging reading a book. Did I tell you guys that I did tell you this, but in case you don't remember, when I was living in my apartment in SF before, without Ari wasn't there. And my roommate moved out and I temporarily was alone in that apartment and had an empty room with just carpet in it. I was like really on the grind set and I was like, I'm going to go in there and read a full book in one sitting. Twice. I did this twice. And so I sat down in an empty carpeted room like a fucking insane asylum and I had just a lamp and I had sat on the floor and tried to read a whole book. And by the end of it, I was going insane. I was going in, I was like rocking back and forth. Like I wanted to leave so badly. No, because I mean, at some point, your brain is no longer interested. Did you do it though? I did it twice. I did 2 books. I read, they were both fiction. One of them was made into a movie or a show. It was called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. It was like a horror psychological thriller. Really good book. Really good book. Really bad movie in my mind. Not really as good compared to the book. The book fucked me up. I guess I already knew the ending, so it was. And then the other one I read was called, I think, Paradigm. And it was almost like Severance in a little, not really like Severance, but it was kind of about a guy who's working on the West Coast at a big multinational corporation and finds out that there's a clone of him working in the East Coast branch. And then, you know, what happens after that was, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like this company's been cloning some of their best performers and just like duplicating them to get, it was cool. But actually, I think that book kind of sucked. If I remember myself correctly, I remember not feeling it was worth it. And the first one was. Have you read A Series of Unfortunate Events? It's my favorite book series. Yes, I have. I loved them as a child. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a couple of the Jim Carrey show. No, just the show. It doesn't have Jim Carrey, does it? Jim Carrey's the movie. I watched the show. Neil Patrick Harris. And it was good. Neil Patrick Harris one was good. It was a pretty good adaptation. I was pretty impressed because that would be hard to adapt. What's a book you recommend for someone who hasn't read one in years? Do you want fiction or nonfiction? My 2 easy go-to recommendations that a lot of people have tried in chat and liked are, for nonfiction, The Algebra of Happiness. Very simple, very short, big font, pictures, just like interesting thoughts and the ideas of happiness. And then for fiction, Red Rising. I think both those are good. Like, hey, I haven't read a book in a while, but they're fucking fun. All right, that's what I recommend. Oh, I also bought Levy's chess book, so I bought this, but then I found out that it actually wants to teach me chess. I didn't understand what this book was gonna be. I really thought it was more like almost a beautiful history of chess and like an idea of some of the greatest games and like, I don't know, just like a fun read about chess. It's like legitimately like, you know, it's like pictures of board states and then like what you do next. And it's very, very practical. It's like not a book you read for fun at all. It's like a book you get a board and set it up, which is like, I don't want to get better at chess. First of all, I thought it would be a secret to winning at chess. I thought it was going to teach me how to fucking create an anal bead in my garage that teaches me, you know, I thought the Hans Niemann was in here. But no, this is like actually how to get better at chess, which is not, I don't want to leave 1200, bro. Did bro make a book club website? No, I didn't. I have no idea what the fucking Big A Book Club is. Let's click it. bigabookclub.com. A website designed to help chatters, VOD frogs, Discord degens, Reddit roaches, and even EU fucks find, share, and collect books recommended by their fellow Sigmas. And importantly, the fizziest Dr. Carbonation himself. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Wait, these are actual books that I've talked about. I don't really recommend Makers, bro. I just talked about it. I like this book. Crack 99. This is the first recommendation from chat is Crack 99. Oh, wait a minute. This seems fucking sick. It's not about crack at all. $100 million Chinese software pirate named Jiang Li. That's badass. Big A, have you ever read Kurt Vonnegut? I Vonnegut started with the Reddit recap. So let's get over to this album, baby. Holy shit, dude. That's why he's the GOAT, bro. That's why he's the GOAT.